Awesome. We got it. Okay. Let's just start from the jump. Back to the first question that was kind of how the idea and the thought process and the ball got rolling with starting this girls' tennis program at Girard.
Sure. Okay. So some of the viewers might know I work as a police officer for the city of Girard, and I am one of the school resource officers. That being said, I have twin nieces, Addison and Cameron, who both open enrolled to Girard last year. Addison, she does soccer and diving, and Cameron happened to play tennis. So I felt bad because we didn't have a tennis program for Cameron. And I knew she had played when she was younger, and then I kind of lost touch with her tennis progress. Well, it turns out she got pretty damn good. Pardon my language. So last year as a freshman, she was able to compete as an individual, and she was eligible for the state tournament. So some schools were really good, like Poland School District, especially with Coach Jimmy Leslie. He was phenomenal about letting us come and practice with them and letting her get some reps in. Coach Mary from McDonald was great. So basically, Cameron got to play a little, and then she got to go into the district. I think it starts with sectionals. I'm sorry, you have to forgive me. She played 2 matches, won her first one against Liberty, and lost her second match against Lordstown. She came across the number 3 seed, who was really good. And yeah, so from then on, I said, hey, you know what? If she's going to be successful, got to get her an actual season going. And from there, I started seeing if there was interest, and it turns out that there was quite a bit of interest from the young ladies at Girard.
And quite a bit of interest indeed. Your post says that you have about 12 to 15 girls that are signed up and interested in starting this inaugural season. I mean, how surprised were you when you kind of put out your feelers and you had that many girls come back to you and say, we would love to be in the start of a tennis program?
I was pleasantly surprised. And, we did a little like when they do a club athletics fair for like the kids coming into the high school or even coming into the junior high, 7th and 8th. They let us set up a table. There's a ton of interest down there too. So very, very pleased with the interest in the sport.
Now, what other things are kind of you need right now to make this program what it is? I mean, you're set to go in August 1st, but obviously, there are things that happen that you need to kind of have this tennis program succeed. I know you're looking for some things. What kind of things are you looking for as far as things you need for this tennis program to go and succeed?
Correct. So first and foremost, we need courts. That's an issue because I think you see in a lot of areas they're getting rid of tennis courts. They're transforming them into pickleball courts, which is all good and well, but there are not a lot of tennis courts. So we had to find a home court. We were able to find Logan Swim and Tennis Club has been very good about working with us. It's in Liberty, but it's close. They have 4 nice courts with lights. So we had to find a place to play. We did that. Another thing we had to do is see what level these girls are at, and a lot of them are great athletes. They play other sports, but a lot of them have never picked up a racket. So look, I know I'm the tennis coach, but I'm not a tennis pro. I never had any formal tennis training. I played a lot of racquetball actually, and so to do them right, I wanted to get them about a 3-day clinic, basically a training camp over the summer where we bring in an actual tennis pro to give them proper instruction and teach them the fundamentals and the rules of the game and get them off started on the right foot. Other than that, uniforms. Want to be able, if I have to get a kid a racket, something like that, I want to have funding for that. You got to have a lot of tennis balls and hoppers, stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, it's a relatively inexpensive sport for the most part.
You
So
said that you're not, you're not a tennis background. You play a lot of racquetball. But what about coaching background? I mean, is this your first steps into coaching, or have you coached things before? What's your coaching background?
no, that really is. I aside from racquetball, which I played recreation, I played a lot of ice hockey growing up. Um, I dabbled a little, kind of like as an assistant coach with some of those teams, but this is really my first dive into coaching. So really, I'd say my only experience is being around the kids and working with the kids as a school resource officer. And I have a great example from my family. My father uh, and my uncle always coached, our little league team. So I guess I have that as a good model to look up to. And a lot of great fine coaches at Girard. Starting with the athletic director, Nick Cochran, to the superintendent Brian O'Hara, who's actually my brother's basketball coach at Liberty. So I got a ton of help. A lot of resources. So, but yeah, this is my first. I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie coach.
We love the administration down there in Girard. I want to know, what were some of the first conversations like, bringing it up to, Cochran and the ADs and the superintendents down there, and the coaches, really, the coaches at Girard. What was it like to kind of find yourself inside that world and a part of that now part of the coaching community down there at Girard?
Yeah, well, again, they've all been great. Anything I need, they're there for. If I have questions, concerns, anything. Um, I think that the biggest issue was, hey, is there going to be enough interest in this? And I think we found that there certainly is. Tennis, even though, hey, we're a team, okay, but it's very much an individual sport. We know that, and I think depending on the student athlete, a lot of them might thrive more in that setting or identify more in that setting than as being part of a team. So yeah, I think the biggest thing was to see what kind of interest we have, and it's looking good on that front.
You spent a lot of time inside the school system, and a lot, like you said, the kids, you work with them as a resource officer. What does it mean to you to now be someone that can get the support of the community as a coach, and you can see the athletes get the support of the community? You're already seeing an outpouring of support, I think, just in the last 2 days since you posted that first initial post saying we were having a tennis team. I've seen a lot of shares. We shared it, we got a lot of likes on it. What have you seen from that point of view, and how proud you are to be in Girard because of that?
Well, it's truly awesome, and maybe I shouldn't be admitting this here, but I'm not from Girard. I'm a Liberty Leopard. Okay, but Girard has taken me in through my career as a police officer and as a member of the community, and it's really like Superintendent O'Hara says, we are a family taking care of each other. I mean, um, that's what it's about, and it's very meaningful to be able to do this for these young ladies, and I just don't want to fail any of them. I want to, for some of them, this is their first opportunity to play a school sport, and I just want them to have the best experience possible, and set them up for success.
All right, my final questions for you is kind of a two-pronged question. I'm going to ask you. The first part is, what were you most excited about when you kind of started this journey into starting the tennis program and being a tennis coach? And then the other part of the question is, what made you the most nervous about stepping into these waters? What was one of the things that you were most kind of uneasy about? So we'll start with what you were most excited about when you kind of made this decision to jump into the coaching world and decide that you were going to be one of the spearheads into starting the tennis program.
Most excited about just giving these young ladies an opportunity to play the sport. Tennis is a great, wonderful game, and I think they're going to learn a lot. The fact that it's an individual sport, I think it'll teach them a lot about themselves and how to succeed in life and be confident. And yeah, so that's probably the most exciting aspect. And just to work with them as, I mean, the most important part at this level is about having fun and making them better human beings. So I think a chance to share my experience, my mistakes, my advice, stuff like that is very important. Um, Now, what's the next part? What am I most
Yeah, what were
afraid
you
of?
most nervous about when you like made this decision? And you're like, what am I getting myself into?
Yeah, well, I feel like Rodney Dangerfield and Ladybugs, to be honest with you. You might remember that movie. I might have just aged myself there. Um, but just yeah, I mean, definitely because I don't have that formal tennis background, it's a little overwhelming. But going to the matches and the practice and stuff with my last year with my niece. It's really wonderful to watch these young ladies, especially you go and there's all these matches going on at once, and you know what, the girls do a great job of sportsmanship and really for a lot of those matches they're pretty much calling their own shots and stuff. They're like the umpire or referee, so just really um, it's amazing how they conduct themselves. I feel like if it was a boys' sport, it might be a little more unorganized and some more going at each other and stuff. But yeah, I think just not having that formal tennis background concerned me a little bit. But I know we have good young student athletes here, and like I said, I have good support around me. So we're just gonna put one foot in front of the other, and I think it'll all work out.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today to talk about this new program that you're starting. August 1st was the date that you set when it will all get rolling, and we want to support you in any way possible. If you ever need anything from YSN, make sure you reach out to us. We love supporting Girard and all the athletics. So you're a part of the YSN family now. Welcome.
Well,
And
thank you.
like I said, if you need anything, you let us know. And I would be remiss if I didn't also thank you for your work as a resource officer. It does not go unnoticed. You're very important to school safety. We get it, we know it, and it's way more important than coaching. So thank you so much for that as well. And we would definitely hope to talk to you again soon throughout the season.
I look forward to it, Anthony. Thank you so much.
You got it, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Take care.